7 myths of new construction. We're gonna debunk them right now. Hi, I'm Rachel Beasley with That Fit Team. We do a lot of new construction here in Hampton Roads, Virginia. Actually, we've been doing new construction with a bunch of builders here in the area for probably the last 10 years. So we have a lot of experience either working with buyers or working with builders. And we've built 2 homes ourselves. So we have a lot of experience when it comes to new construction here in Hampton Roads. So let me debunk like 7 myths that are really common about new construction. Number 1, new construction is always more expensive than a resale. I don't know if that's always particularly true. Now, your actual like sales price or cost to build, including the land, might seem to be really, really expensive. And sure, you could go out and buy a resale home for less than that, most likely. But think about the fact that that resale home that you're probably gonna buy that will be less expensive than new construction. Think about all the things that you're gonna have to do to that home to either get it up to the standards you would want if you had bought a new construction home, like brand new granite or quartz countertops, that new backsplash that's really, really popular right now, changing out the light fixtures, even maybe making a room bigger or smaller, tearing down a wall to make that open concept. All of those things are big dollars and cents, and I would probably say in the long run, you would be better off going that new construction route. Another thing to consider are all the systems, the major systems of the home, like your roof or your HVAC or your hot water heater, and your mechanicals. All of those things in new construction, they're brand new to today's standard, which means they are going to be the best quality that you could get in the industry right now. So if you're not having to save money for a new roof or get that new HVAC system so that your home is more efficient, you're probably better off to go that new construction route and just pay that what seems to be expensive ticket price, which in the long run will save you money. Another thing when it comes to feeling like new construction is really expensive, something people don't actually consider are their utilities once they've moved in. And I have a couple really, really smart, savvy clients that always ask like, hey, can you find out from the seller what their utilities bills are? And it's always something good to ask if you're looking at resale. But when it comes to new construction, you can rest assured that your home's gonna be super efficient. From the roofing to your insulation to your windows and all of your systems, you're gonna have the most efficient things in your home possible. And I can say I speak from experience. Jonathan and I built our first house in 2013. We moved from a 1,700 square foot home to a 3,500 square foot home. And our electric bill did not change. From 1,700 square feet, older home that we put a new roof and new windows on while we were living there, to a brand new home that was 3,500 square feet. So think about it, all those expenses add up. And in the long run, you might have just been better off going new construction. Number 2 myth, new construction homes are hard to finance. It's not always particularly true. Think about it. Sometimes you can buy a new construction home that the builder has built, they finance the build, and they're ready for you to close and move in, and that's when you close on your loan. And if that's the case, you can use any loan out there for purchasing that home. VA, FHA, first-time home buyer, conventional, you name it, you could use that loan to purchase that new construction house that the builder built on his dime. Now, the flip side of that is the construction to permanent loan. And some people think that that's harder to actually finance than a normal traditional loan. What it really boils down to is your finances, your goals, what you have available for a down payment, and what your lender has to say about those monthly payments during the construction process. But what I found is most people, once they've been given the option to do the construction to permanent loan, typically always go that way because it's actually less expensive for you in the long run. But you guys, I'm not a lender, so please know that you should talk to a lender and get their advice on this particular subject. Myth number 3, buying a new construction home takes too long. Well, it might absolutely take more than just a 30-day close if you're looking at a resale. It does take about 9 to 12 month process from start to finish. From the day that you started looking for land and looking for that builder and getting land and a builder under contract, allowing the builder to build that home for you, to the day you get to move in, probably honestly gonna be about a 9 to 10 to 12 month process here in Hampton Roads, especially if you're doing custom. If you know this is the route you wanna go, all you have to do is plan ahead. I have a lot of clients that come to us and say, hey, I know I'm gonna want to build a home about a year from now. And I'm like, great, now's the time to get started. Or if it's something that you're thinking about doing the next couple of years, I would say it's certainly a good idea to start engaging builders around the 18-month mark before your goal is to move in. And then you have a nice buffer. You don't feel rushed, and you can interview builders and know that you have plenty of time to make those decisions and look for land. But I will say this, there's lots of planning that goes into timing your new home. And it can feel like a long time, especially if you need to sell your home to be able to build your next home. In that case, you might want to sell your home quickly, pull your equity out of that house, live in a rental, go ahead and rent that rental for about 12 months, and then know that you've got plenty of time for your home to be built. And these are the strategies that we can help you with here at That Fit Team that we would love to help you with. Or let's say you could time it out perfectly, and that's something that we can help you do. Also, you could time your build and time when you would put your home for sale on the market so that you're not having to like move in to a rental or go to a hotel, or you can figure those things out and we can help you do that here. Myth number 4, with new construction, the options are overwhelming. So let me say this, if you have a good real estate agent who is savvy in new construction and the builders around, and you found yourself a really good builder that has a design team that will help you make those decisions, you're probably not going to be as overwhelmed as you would if you were trying to do this all on your own. So I highly suggest finding your team of professionals, a professional real estate agent that has a lot of experience with new construction, and a good builder that has a team that's going to surround you and help you throughout the process. If that's the case, you found your team, then I guarantee you this process and all of the options they have won't be as overwhelming, because that team is going to be around you to support you and help you basically clear out the noise. Let's get rid of the options that don't work for you and only put in front of you what they know as a team that will work for you with your style and your budget. Myth number 5, you don't need to use a real estate agent and have representation with new construction. So this really isn't true. That's why we're calling it a myth. When it comes to new construction and buying a home, you can always have a real estate agent representing you. Here's where it gets a little mucky, and why you might hear builders or a builder representative say you don't need or you can't have a real estate agent. If you want to have representation, please let the builder or the site agent or the builder representative know upfront that you have a real estate agent that you want to use throughout the process to represent you. That way, it takes all of the questions out. Builders are always happy to have a real estate agent part of the process. Just make sure that you tell them upfront and not when it's time to sign the paperwork and like, oh, by the way, my friend here is a real estate agent and I want them to represent me. That might make the process a little bit more difficult, because it's very possible that that builder worked his pricing without a real estate agent. So you guys, it is absolutely a myth that you don't have to have a real estate agent helping you. You absolutely can, and I highly suggest that you do. Myth number 6, home inspections aren't allowed on new construction homes. Well, you guys, that just isn't absolutely true. It's not true at all, actually. A lot of builders will welcome a home inspector to come in and basically serve as their like punch out or a second pair of eyes on the home to make sure everything is looking good. All the little nooks and crannies are filled in, the paint's looking good. A lot of times those home inspectors are there kind of for like a punch out list. Now I will say this, when it comes to new construction and home inspections, they go hand in hand. Think about this. New construction homes are inspected the entire process of building the home by city officials. So you can rest assured that the home is actually being inspected throughout the process to make sure the home is being built along with that city's particular zoning and building regulations. Now, when you bring in, and you can bring in a home inspector at the end with new construction, just make sure you let the builder know that's something you want to do upfront. Have that home inspector inspect the home. Just know that some home inspectors don't know all of the updated building codes when it comes to each city. There are like 11 different city counties here in Hampton Roads, and they all have different zoning and building regulations. So it's kind of impossible for a home inspector to know all of them. And good job for those who do. So the home inspector that comes in, he's really there to make sure that everything's being done nice and tight and the way it should be, and your home is going to be lasting you a really, really long time. They're great for a good punch out list. So you can absolutely have a home inspector when it comes to new construction. Myth number 7, and the last one I have, working with builders is a total pain. Well, not if you have the right builder and the right building team working with you and along your side to help you reach your goal of your beautiful dream home. So I will say this, there are a lot of builders out there that are a pain to deal with. And that's why it's good to have a real estate agent representing you through the process to help you through that negotiations or figuring out how to get through to the next process. But there's a lot of wonderful, awesome builders here in Hampton Roads that are great to deal with, that have great communication, and that is the key. A builder can't change the weather when they were supposed to be digging your footers or doing your foundation or doing your driveway. But a builder that's a good builder that maybe might not be a pain to work with will communicate with you what's going on throughout the process, hopefully on a weekly basis. So while you're in your interview process, make sure you find a builder that communicates really, really well. Might be a few indicators for you if they aren't very responsive at the very beginning before you even go under contract. Think about it. They might be even less responsive during the building process once they have you under contract. So make sure you're looking for a builder that you feel comfortable with, that has really good communication and gives you really good vibes. And it's always a good idea to ask for referrals. So you guys, those are my 7 myths of new construction that we just debunked. If you have any more questions about new construction, we would love to be that go-to team for you. We have a lot of experience in it, so we would love to help you. If you're looking for a builder, we can make some suggestions, or if you're looking for someone to represent you, we would love to be that team for you. I'm Rachel Beasley with That Fit Team. We will see you next time. We're professionals in real estate and passionate about people. Bye, guys.